Hi, if you're like me, you probably think about the Amazing Digital Circus every waking moment of your life. Think back to that one scene, wonder what that meant, and indulge yourself in every fan theory possible. Either that or you're employed. Congrats! But no congrats to me just yet! Today, I present to you a plausible theory that I personally haven't seen any single person really dive into. Jax and Ribbit from the Amazing Digital Circus were not friends, not lovers, but a secret third thing. Siblings. Dun dun dun. But first, let's roll back. Who is Ribbit? Asks the employed. Well, if you're just a casual watcher of Ribbit was an distracted human in the circus and they had a cute little frog avatar. It is believed by many fans that Ribbit and Jax had a close relationship, and she is the reason why Jax in the present day pushes away everyone he cares about. Flashback to episode 6 here. Many fans have speculated the relationship between the two, but in this video I will prove to you that these two tragedies were siblings. Or at the very least related. Maybe they're cousins, I don't know. Let's begin with evidence 1. Visual similarities. First, let's analyze the rest of the human cast first. The current cast's appearances reflect different concepts, i.e. chess, ragdoll, jester, solo blocks, theater, and rabbits. Being part of the show, like the actual show itself, the characters have to stand out while looking cohesive. That's the purpose of visual development after all. But I argue that the characters are of different art styles, if you will. Their faces have key differences. But to preface, I'm going to mostly compare Ragatha, Pomni, and Jax since they have the most human-like bodies compared to the rest. Additionally, I'm going to exclude Gangle since she's 90% ribbons and 10% mask. So, Kinger is the only character with pupils. Jax is the only character with rectangular irises. Ragatha and Zubul are the only characters with simple small black irises. Pomni's head is abnormally large compared to Ragatha and Jax's head. And Ragatha, Pomni, and Jax have very different mouths. Ragatha's mouth is non-dimensional and solid colored, while Pomni's mouth has some depth. And well, Jax's just teeth. Now, dear viewer, I hear you saying, but MVP ratio Monglish to the forever boy, what does that have to do with Ribbit? I hear you, let's talk about Ribbit now. Stick with me. Ribbit, a visually simple green frog with a lighter shade of green running down their body. Jax, a visually simple purple rabbit with gloves and overalls with a light red pocket. 2 small jumping animals with long limbs with a simple 3-color palette with only 1 article of clothing. These 2 are the only characters with all of the similarities I just listed. Can you name any other circus member, dead or alive, with all of these features? Coincidence? I think not! Now, I'm gonna briefly talk about abuse. If you're sensitive to that topic, please skip to 412. Additionally, both frogs and rabbits are on the bottom half of their respective food chain. This could possibly play into their stories. In episode 5, we saw that Jax was sensitive to the topic of abuse. Was he a victim of abuse? Was he an abuser before coming to the digital circus? And how does Ribbit, a fellow character who is also a prey in their food chain, fall into that dynamic? Just food for thought. Now onto their mouths. Jax, in the present day, has a mouth that only shows teeth. Ribbit, as far as we know and can see in their concept art, has an open mouth and teethful smile. But wait, do you see that in the corner of your eye? They have the same goddamn teeth! Do any of the other characters have the same style of teeth smiles? No! God, I hope not. To clarify, when I say teeth smiles, I mean this. These are a handful of cartoon teeth styles that I've personally seen in shows. Both Ribbit and Jax share this smile on the top left. just lines going down the mouth vertically. And before I finish this segment, I want to throw in there that they're both in a rubber hose-esque art style. I wanted to mention this earlier, but I couldn't really find a way to include this without sounding unorganic, so here you go. Anyways, evidence 2, life before the circus. Now you're probably wondering, just because they have a bit of physical similarities doesn't mean they even knew each other outside the circus. Wrong again! I call in my next witness, Kinger and Queenie, a married couple who presumably wed before entering the digital circus. Kinger is a king chess piece, and Queenie is a queen chess piece. And what is a king without his queen? Their avatars are paired due to their marriage. Now, I don't think Jax is the type to get married before age 22. Or he is, I don't know, man. So to explain his visual similarities with Ribbit, I personally concluded them as siblings. I think sibling makes more sense as a conclusion, for me personally. At last, evidence 3. Jax is Gooseworx' favorite character. As you may or may not know, Jax is Gooseworx' favorite character by a landslide, and anyone with OCs knows the feeling of wanting their favorite character to suffer the most. And if you're aware of Gooseworx' Tumblr asks, you know that the worst thing Jax has ever done hasn't been revealed yet. Now, let me present to you 2 possibilities, both tragic, but one more tragic. 1. A guy who is trapped in a digital world and they abstract their friend who they met there. Or 2. A guy who is trapped in a digital world with their sibling and causes their abstraction despite feeling responsible to protect them. Number 2 sounds worse, right? That's why they have to be siblings. This point might sound silly, but I think it's important to take into account the author's intention when analyzing a piece of media. If I were the writer of this story, how would I write it? How could I write this in a way that maximizes impact for the viewer/reader? That's my thinking anyways. In conclusion, everything in animation is done for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidences and insignificant details, especially when a lot of money is invested into each episode. And given from what we have so far from the show, I truly believe that Jax and Ribbit have too many similarities to ignore. What are your thoughts? And what do you think was the relation between Jax and Ribbit? Have I convinced you to join the dark side, aka tragic siblings? Anyways, thanks for watching. I don't plan on uploading often since life is lifing and this channel isn't a priority, but I'm so convinced that this theory is true. I just had to make a video to get more people on this agenda. And if on December 12th it turns out that they weren't siblings or related at all, then today is just an average Thursday and you never saw this video. Bye!